Alrighty. Hello, everyone. I want to do a decently fun video today to kind of get you ready for the season that's starting up soon. Now the preseason's going on and such. And this is just a quick kind of things you forgot happened. Either they happened earlier this season or it was during the big burst of free agency slash RFA signings that happened. And the first one is going to be where Joe Thornton ended up. Joe Thornton, if you forgot, ended up signing a one-year deal with the Florida Panthers. Joe Thornton, of course, being 42 years old, just, kind of doing the Yarmir Yager of just signing one-year deals over and over. Of course, they didn't chart it a similar thing, but that happened decently recently, so, and, kind of had its own day, so it's easier to remember the Chara going back to the Islanders thing than Joe Thornton, which was just in the slew of free agency signings. He kind of just went to Florida, which, I like for him. Florida looks like they're going to be a good team. Do I think they could use him? I think he'll fit in. Florida's a decently tough team. Players like Patrick Hornquist, Alexander Barkov's tough. Sam Bennett. This is a tough looking team. I think they have a nice amount. And their decor is also pretty annoying to play against. So, again, I think you could have easily forgotten this one. On opening night, your team that you follow closely was going up against Florida, and you saw Joe Thornton on the ice. I think you'd be a little confused. Now this one I like because I forgot this too. Tuukka Rask is unsigned. Tuukka Rask is just straight up unsigned. So, what's the plan here? Does Boston want to sign him? Do the Bruins need another goalie, or are they happy with Linus Ullmark and Jeremy Swayman? You'd think that they have an idea of what they need, but Tuukka probably isn't the number. They just can't agree on numbers. There was trouble with Tuukka Rask and the fans, or not necessarily direct trouble, but the fans were unhappy with him when he left the bubble. Tuukka Rask almost certainly is going to sign back in Boston. Is there any spot for him? It's surprised he didn't even go to Buffalo or somewhere that was really desperate for goaltending. Tuukka Rask, is he done? Is he, I can't remember if he made a comment whether or not he's done, but drafted by Toronto, another thing you probably forgot about if you don't pay attention to slamming the Leafs all the time. But yeah, I forgot that he just kind of didn't re-sign or wasn't still with the Bruins. In my head, I thought he was still with the Bruins. I forgot that his contract even ran out. And I even now forget whether or not he for sure announced he's still looking for a contract if he's just done. I hope he's not done. He still has plenty left in the tank, in my opinion. So yeah. Next thing is Dallas Stars. Dallas Stars pretty soon after the buyouts in Minnesota of Ryan Suter and Zach Parise. Ryan Suter officially signed a 4-year deal with the Dallas Stars. Dallas Stars, 4 years, $3.6 million. Do I like this deal for Dallas? Beyond the first year? Probably not. Ryan Suter has, shown to still be a middling defenseman, middling to bottom pair defenseman. So, he's your number 4 guy probably on most nights. And starting out paying number 4 defenseman $3.6 million, I don't love, but he is a veteran. He's got that leadership. He could probably teach Klingberg and Heiskanen a couple of things. I mean, Klingberg's plenty old. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he could teach Suter a few things. But yeah, this is one of those deals that are. I don't love it, but again, I could definitely believe that someone forgot that this happened because this happened kind of early on. Winnipeg, this is a small one, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I was just looking at most of these cap friendlies. Riley Nash signed with Winnipeg for a 1-year deal at League Min. I think Riley Nash is, worth that, and he's only 32, so he's a little young to be signing these, Joe Thornton, Zdeno Chara-esque deals, which makes me think that this is, close to the end of his career, and he's just going for one more ride, and it's in Winnipeg. And do I think that's a good idea? Winnipeg's fine. That's fine. I think they got better this offseason, but you know, the fact they were able to keep DeMelo from the expansion draft was very nice, and picking up Nate Schmidt, that's very nice as well. Yeah, I think they look okay. His team looks all right. So yeah, but yeah, again, don't want to spend too much time because I don't think Riley Nash is gonna move the needle too much, but you're gonna see Nash on the back of a Winnipeg jersey this season, and you would have been confused. This one, I definitely was aware of, but I could believe you if you didn't. Pius Suter signed with the Red Wings because we remember it was more of a beginning of last season's story that Pius Suter had a bit of a breakout for the Chicago Blackhawks. And his RFA status had started, or he had just broken free from his ELC, and he needed a contract, and Chicago just didn't claim him. And again, this is one of those stories that got lost in the slew of free agency signings and such, that Steve Yzerman just picked up Pius Suter for free. He just took him from Chicago, did not get claimed, and signed a 2-year, $3.25 prove-it deal. And, just one of those things. It takes him straight to free agency, so it's not really a great deal for the Red Wings, but he's a free asset. So I'm sure Eichmann looks at this deal and it's like, if Pius Suter does well in this first year and then deadline comes around the second year, I'll trade him. It's just one of those things that you could have forgotten. You could look at Pius Suter and be like, oh, in my head, he was on the Blackhawks last year, and now he's just randomly a Red Wing. I could imagine that people would have easily forgotten that. And this as well, you probably forgot that Nick Leddy joined the Red Wings. You probably forgot that, unless you're an Isles fan or a Red Wings fan, that the Islanders, to sort of give themselves an extra slot of protection in the Seattle draft, gave up Nick Leddy for a second-round pick to the Red Wings. And yeah, that was this. If there are any other you think, better, you could have easily forgotten that, moments from the offseason, leave them in the comments, and, I'll go in there and see if even I remember that. And yeah, I thought this was a fun video to, get you remembering what happened during this crazy offseason where I think over 200 contracts had been signed. And yeah, just get excited for the season. I'm going to be posting more sort of news of the day stuff once the season starts going, and I'm excited for that. So if you want to see that, click subscribe. If you like this video, like it. And yeah, thanks for watching.